Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, did you hear about McDonald's?
No.
They shut down. They made enough money. They paid off all their the lands, the construction workers. They paid it off, and they're done. That took them 60 years, but they finally paid off everything, so they're shutting down all locations everywhere.
Well, people are only supposed to take what they need, right? I mean, that's what earning money is all about.
I guess we're doing Smurf Village rules for capitalism now. Don't take more than your fair share of crab apples there, Ethan.
I love it. Well, I am. This is my fair share.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's this whole thing, like, I mean, first of all, it's just a grab bag of anything to destroy you with, but they're saying the thing that makes no sense to the average person. Like, you're not supposed to sell a book that people want.
Right.
Is that to own the libs? What is one of their phrases? People want this. I wanted this.
Yeah.
I've got a buddy who missed the first one. I'm going to give him my first version with the original cover, and I'm going to keep the DAP cover because I saw that image and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't hearing about this all the time, and my excuses were starting to sound lame, and there were a couple of customers that were really sounding pissed off at me about it.
They want a book. Like, the idea of I want something and I can't have it, that doesn't, it's not real. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't sell that to you because I sold it to other people. What?
Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of that. I mean, look, that original chromium cover and then the second chromium cover, can't get them anymore. But if you want to read the book, there's no reason why you shouldn't be allowed to buy and read the comic book. And that's why there's a third cover that's different. And this cover is going to be, because I'm leaving it open for at least 6 weeks. This is going to be the most common cover, I would think. And, that's fine. That lets everybody who backed early have something special and still allows all customers and all these new fans that are pouring into Comicsgate to be a part of this historic campaign. And you find yourself in a unique position similar to mine because JAWBREAKERS is already funded and done and fulfilled. And now there are people who still want a copy of it. I mean, I just read a super chat from somebody.
People are always coming in and out, and people are new. They say, where can I buy it? I go, oh, you missed it, but I'll have another one. And then they get excited. So mine is going to launch April 11th or 12th. Probably be up for about the same amount of time yours is, because God King is coming on the heels of that in probably July or so.
That's going to be enormous. God King is JAWBREAKERS 2, guys, and I have to tell you, I've seen the pages. Well, I've seen like maybe 6 pages of it. Zach, every now and then when he gets something he likes, he sends it my way. It looks incredible. It looks incredible, and coming off the heels of the extremely successful JAWBREAKERS. By the way, congratulations on that review from Just Some Guy. I don't know if you watched that yet.
I watched it like 2 minutes after he uploaded it, and it was actually kind of a big deal because he's a very good reviewer. He's very smart, entertaining, but it kind of it reminded me of some stuff, and I talked about it in the video this morning. They want to destroy us, but they don't care about their own comics. Like, I'm going to go to get some old comics today. I can't read the new ones anymore. These people absolutely do not care about their own comics. I think they're angry at us because we like our stuff. It's like this weird thing. It's like, you're really causing a problem. Everyone else doesn't care about their comics, and you're over there loving them. We got to take you out, any means necessary.
Man, I totally agree with that. I don't, all of their comics are done out of spite and kind of with an arrogant kind of irony. They're not really enjoying these superheroes. They're not enjoying their characters. They're not even really enjoying their own creator-owned stuff anymore. It really is about how can I get
totally bored.
Yeah,
I just reviewed this Saladin Ahmed. They rebooted Ms. Marvel for the third time. Do you remember back in the 80s where Marvel, even when the sales started going down, it would still get like 2 more years. Mm-hmm. And usually those last 2 years were pretty trash. It read like the last 2 years of a series that had run its course. Like, it is. I compared it to walking the dog. I like Luna, but I don't like walking her. It's a chore. It's boring. Yeah. It's just something I have to do. And that's how they treat it. I go, it's got to be embarrassing for them every day to see the sales is embarrassing, but also liking your own stuff. That's verboten. That's just weird to them.
Yeah, I know. Well, they denigrate Cyberfrog all the time. First of all, they pretend that they don't know that it's called Cyberfrog. They'll call it Robo-Toad.
They always, this is a trope. I mean, like I said, at least commit to the bit that you're a stalker. You know what I mean? And like, I don't remember if it's a colon or a dash between Cyberfrog and Bloodhoney, but they do. They've got this stuff tattooed on the inside of their skull. Yeah. Like, stop doing this little, and it's all junior high. It's like his no, what was it? Not Robo-Toad. What was the thing from the 90s?
Oh, Battletoads.
Battletoad.
Yeah.
One of the things I always like is they compare it to something popular, and they go, it's just like that popular thing. I go, yeah, exactly. I like when people denigrate the 90s. I was like, yeah, you mean the places where a inker would make $300,000? Yes, I definitely want things to go back to the 90s.
Yeah. Me too, pal. I was there. I'll tell you something. The mood in the 90s was much better. The spirit.
But you got the tail end. You didn't get like the juicy part of the 90s, right?
I missed the first 3 years, Zach.
Yeah.
I was there from then on, and I caught the down. I compare the comic book industry to Boogie Nights. I hope you watched that movie. The 90s. The 90s were the 1970s in the porno industry, where it was like, wow, we've discovered something brand new. The money is pouring in. We're spending it stupidly. We're partying. We're having a great time. And there are all these stars, all these celebrities. And then the second half of Boogie Nights is watching everyone's life collapse. And a few people are able to deal with the changes. And the changes are pornography coming to VHS instead of in movie theaters. Like, who wouldn't have seen that as the right idea? That's what we're doing here. It's like we're kind of realizing people don't want to go to comic shops anymore. We need to actually ship comics straight to them. That is the future. Crowdfunding, just to measure the how in demand your comics are. That is the future. Pre-orders in that sense. That clearly is the future. Now, either you can get on board with us, or you can end up like some of the characters from Boogie Nights.
Well, the other one is success and failure is always just how you frame it. The first hour of Scarface is so happy and positive, it's almost a musical. It's nothing but good things happening for him. He's going up, he's meeting girls, his career, he gets out of the internment center. Man, you could do a musical the first hour of Scarface.
Oh yeah.
And then it gets all dark at the end. Yeah, so it's just like some things I understand, like they hate us and they just want to insult us and denigrate us. But at some point, when you have the thought in your head and you say, he's just trying to make more money, he made too much, and you just go, what is that? What is the proper amount? $2,000? Paying everyone barely anything, no bonuses?
The pie charts, remember with the
pie chart. I guarantee you I will be poor at the end of this. So will everyone. Or what is the other guy? He stiffed his artist. And still waiting 2 years later.
Yeah.
Even when SJWs put their book out, they don't pay the people.
Yeah. Look at White. Let's check in on White right now. I just feel like doing that. I'm inspired.
So
White.
This White thing is crazy. They're tracking to make slightly more than half of their previous book.
I love it. Well, sorry, go ahead.
This guy's media connections are insane. Kwanzaa is connected to the media like almost no one in the history of comics. You go to Google, you will find 5 pages of individual website articles, interviews with him. It's not cut and paste. It's a different interview for every single entity out there.
Yeah.
He's making half of what he made the last time because he doesn't care. He has no interest in his own characters, and it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, he doesn't like it. It's a complete fraud, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it really is. And this is pretty much the best that they can do. This is a big campaign for them. I mean, this is
huge.
This is successful. $33,178 with 11 days to go of a $40,000 goal. And you look at it and you go, that's respectable to ask for. I don't. What's with the $39,999? Did anybody ask that?
Somebody's been watching too much Price is Right.
It's like, dude, it's okay. You could put the 40. What if you get to 39? See, he was afraid he wouldn't get to 40, but you get to 39,999. That's a joke God plays on you, and then you don't get funded. But no, he anticipated that joke from God. But what kills me about this is this right down here. He's like, wait, no, that's not it. Where is it? Timeline. Oh, here it is. This is all the money.
Always do this.
Where's profit? Where is it? Production, shipping and fulfillment, printing, fee and taxes. By the way, 17% fees and taxes. Don't you live in New York? What are you, nuts?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's going to be more like this. Okay, so you should have been prepared for that. Production's 32%, shipping and fulfillment 30%, printing 21%, fees and taxes. This is going to smack them upside the head. They don't even realize it yet. But my God, there's no profit here. There's no profit happening. There's no fun. There's no success. There's no glory.
It's a complete insanity, and it's like, I'm actually parked right now next to a empty, closed down comic book store. It was a fantastic store, and it is gone. And you and me are not in stores right now, but I mentioned this in video. 2020, I'm shooting to get into stores in some way, shape, or form because they need some books that people actually want. And the other thing that I consider encouraging is I talk to people who they went to a big con in a very liberal city. Nobody's heard about any of these controversies. They just like superheroes.
Yeah, of course.
You get a well-drawn superhero, you get a well-drawn... Do you consider Cyberfrog a superhero? Yeah. I consider him a monster.
He's not a monster. He would...
JAWBREAKERS would shoot him on site and not even ask questions.
Well, it's what's in his heart, Zach. He's a hero. He might look like a monster, but he's a hero. He does good.
Well, this actually reminds me of one time me and Zaxxon were watching E.T., and we were talking about what would you do if you saw E.T. in real life? E.T. would be horrifying. People would run and scream, and if they had a weapon, they would shoot him immediately. No one would try to find out what was in his heart. His heart could be glowing. You just aim for the glowing heart.
Well, that's part of what the book's about. I mean, the book is about being prejudged for the way that you look when, your goal, your mission is still, despite being hated, to do the right thing. And that's
speaking of judging by looks, that page you posted a couple of days ago with the main character.
With Heather?
Yeah, that was exquisite. That's the best stuff I've ever seen you draw.
Well, like I said, I'm enjoying myself. Like you said, we're having fun. We actually like our books. We like our characters. And, Heather Swain's a real person to me, and Cyberfrog is a real person to me, and so is Salamandroid. And the world that they live in, I want to make real. It's the goal of this book. These people don't understand. At this point, they're like, why aren't you putting your book out fast? Well, there's no shortage of shit in comic book stores. I can put out as much garbage as you can if you want, SJWs, but I'm trying to actually produce a book that people care about and are glad that they bought and want to read again.
I just came out of another comic book store, a not closed down one, but I've never seen a more depressed owner manager ever.
Garbage.
And I bought 4 books, and only one of them was bought non-sarcastically. It's the Chip Zdarsky Spider-Man. It's cool. It's Spider-Man as if time was... So it's Spider-Man in Vietnam. He's like 22 or something like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing out there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, but there's nothing to buy non-sarcastically. It's just... And the other thing that they've done is they've kind of calmed down on the cringe, but they've gone really super mediocre. Like they're just trying to get base hits. It's like that little circle. Hey, we're just trying to keep the lights on type of thing. Like there's nothing to be excited about. I'm excited about Cyberfrog. I'm excited about God King. I'm excited about Red Rooster. I saw pages of that on the Indiegogo, and those are looking really good.
Damn, dude, I know. Mitch is great.
Yeah.
He's great. It's important that we don't insult this audience. Everybody's got to be turning in their best. And
yeah, and you take your time. The thing about this is all those things, you know, they always bring this up. There was a delay in the original Watchmen. There was a delay in the original Dark Knight Returns. Doomsday Clock, I don't think it's going to be a classic, but it's had a lot of delays. In 5 years, nobody's going to remember the delays. And the people who are asking for it, demanding it, number one, they did not buy it, and all they're going to do, and I predicted this with Jawbreakers, 100%. I said they're going to flip through to find one hand they find is not drawn correctly, and then they will obsess about it for a month. And that's what happened. Like, these people are as predictable as a computer program.
Mm-hmm. And they'll never stop. I mean,
and your book is the worst thing that has ever been made.
Yeah, yeah. My book is going to be the best book of 2019. And I say that unreservedly. It's going to be the best book of 2019. I see what's out there. I see what they're doing. None of it has a soul. None of it has spirit anymore. People are tired. Comics are dying. The comic industry is dying. Cyberfrog is a rebellion against that. I think Cyberfrog is a light. I think it's a spark. And I think it's going to lead to a roaring fire. You know, Zach, you know some stuff.
You took that speech from The Last Jedi. That was Poe Dameron. You just changed the words around a little bit.
How many times have I seen The Last Jedi? Yeah, that's in my head. But yeah, that's what we have to do, man. We have to, you know, things are dark, things are bleak, and we have to do what we can to make people feel good again. So
dude, I'm telling you, I'm getting the pages. I got so the Jawbreakers God King, it's kind of similar as the last book. It has a 50-page main story and then 2 backups. The Devil Dog Origin is 100% done. Cosmic, which is Michael Bennett, he's the one who redid my stuff. He's doing like them in space. He's like this really interesting, like, genius guy. So I just let him just do whatever. But then the main story is, I think it's like 25 pages drawn, and it's already being colored. And it's also going to be written a little bit different because I listened to the feedback. You just mentioned that 2019 Cyberfrog is going to be the best book of the year. I love that, but I'm trying to make one better than you. It's just like, do you remember back in the days where Whilce Portacio was in the same studio with Jim Lee? Mm-hmm. And you would see Whilce Portacio level up, and then you would see Jim just go, I'm taking that hatching, I'm going to take that. The way you do the shoulders, I'm going to take that. And you would see them battle. And even in interviews, you would say, hey, this is my friend, but every day I'm trying to outdo him. You know, that's how you get better. No one's trying to outdo. They're actually, you know, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. So people are being mediocre on purpose. There are good writers who are writing less well than they can. Artists who are, you know, hampering themselves because then it's like, oh, you think you're better than me type of thing. And I'm trying to race you. But yeah, I get these pages and every single one, it's just, I miss the in-between time when I'm not making a book. My goal is to figure out how logistically I can always be making something and stuff can be coming out, I don't know, every 3 months, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe get it every 2 months. The logistics of monthly are not that good. And also, these are graphic novels. All my stuff's going to be 100 pages minimum.
100 pages now.
Yeah. So 100 to 120. I found people don't really notice the difference between 100 and 120, but it takes more time. So if I can do 100, and that feels good. I got the John Malin Graveyard Shift. I think that was 80 to 100, somewhere around there, and that it felt the same as Jawbreakers. So God King's going to be 120. Ironsights 2, which is insane, is going to be 80 to 100 pages.
Oh, that's something else. Good. Yeah, I mean, that's something to aspire to. Cyberfrog's accidentally going to kind of come close to that. I didn't mean for it to, but it was just a lot more story.
Ethan, get it out. We don't want your excuses. Just get it out.
Yeah, just make it happen. Right, I got it. These guys. Yeah, just get it, put it out. Oh, it's not finished yet. Well, when is it going to be finished? I'm trying, you know, or how many more pages is that? That's just not how I work. I kind of think in terms of scenes, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like how many more pages is going to be? I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. But it's got to be done at a certain point. And this is why I've got, you know, editorial now, and I've got a whole staff It's got to be done at the end of April to make this shipping date, and that's final cutoff. So I'm trying to be happy with it, but that's if I'm not 100%, it's got to go out by the end of April so we can move on.
Well, I've been backing for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. Mostly Kickstarters back in the day, and the precedent over 8 years is that people don't consider anything really late until it's a year late. 4 to 6 months is considered on time. 6 to 12 months is kind of like, eh. I've backed dozens of, on my Kickstarter, I backed a couple dozen. And over the years, I wouldn't even notice. You would actually see a comment, hey, has anyone heard anything? And it would always be at like the 1 year mark. Nobody notices. It's different rules for different people. You're being pressured by people who hate you and are obsessed with you to put out something that they will never give a fair shake ever. Never for 1 second. So just ignore all of them. Obviously, listen to backers. I think a drop dead time is good. At some point, you do need it taken out of your hands, and that'll crystallize something. And you might have that scene. You go, oh, I want this scene. Well, you got that next book, and you can work into that next book or whatever. But I'm really excited about it. I think the end of April and having a professional staff. I've done the same thing. I got a professional editor. I got a professional digital print file guy. We're gonna redo God King, the print file, basically all of it. We're gonna do a reprint next month. So it's gonna be truly remastered. But that's a big deal to get to assemble that crew and then start working with them.
Absolutely, this is the way to go. We're moving into the future. We're fixing mistakes that we made and learning how to do this. All right, so I got to read the rest of these super chats, and I got to go. Andrew's like,
yeah, get on the road as well. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Zach, thanks for joining us. Everybody loves hearing from you. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right, so let me read these. Tuggy, you still